Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.
So what you can see here, it's kind of the second chapter of what I did as an entrepreneur, so being an art advisor. So on the picture, you can see art installation. It's something which probably reminds you about a globe and some particles around the globe which can be similar to galaxy, galactica. And it's all made, so the globe and the particles, it's actually small raw materials such as aluminium or other metals, which we found in the factory of my client.
Oh.
And the entire story is that a year ago, I started to work with individual clients and also with corporate clients to bring art to their offices. And I actually, this project is my favorite. So that's why I wanted to share it with you and with
the world.
With the world, yes. Is because, I love the fact how art now, it's like really following our times, and sustainability is extremely important. When I heard about this specific company, which it's all about sustainability, about reusing materials, and that they want to have something in the office which will translate to it. So have art which is purely sustainable, so it's reused materials. And they want to try something new, something really cool, something which you never seen before. I was like, wow, that's my dream project.
Sure.
And what we did, basically what they are doing, they are bringing metals from all around the world, and they have these factories who is transforming the materials to a new metal, so you can reuse it, and they, for example, make a new car from it, or make a TV or anything. So I was thinking about which artists would be suitable for the project, or galleries to introduce. I did the entire list, so this is usually how I start. I'm doing like a list of artists who I think will fit to a project. And then we went, that was a really long time actually. So we went to, I don't know, maybe 10 different studios around Hong Kong and galleries. And we finally found this artist, Sergey, which I will need to introduce you to him. He's just such a great person. He came up with this installation.
Right.
And it was really funny because I just love that. That's why I love what I do. It's like you are showing your client like thousands of different artworks or different artists' work, and they are going like, oh, okay, it's okay. No,
and you wait
like
for something to wake up inside them.
And then they saw the idea. And I saw the spark and the smile and this energy. And it's like, oh, that's it. That's done. We love it. We want it. And when you are coming to this moment, and sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it's like the entire process may take really, really, really long time. But when you have the spark and you just know that, it's just like, oh, I achieved something.
For sure.
And
Let me interrupt. Okay, so the photograph is made by somebody standing, and what you're looking at is, okay, so essentially what you see is, it looks like there's a podium, but maybe it's not a podium on the floor. There are all these, it could be wires, it could be string, it's like vertically kind of suspended from ceiling to floor, very, very straight wires, I guess. And I don't know if each one has a chunk of this raw material, and it does look kind of metallic or like an ore. And it all looks like so essentially some of them are kind of peppered around or kind of suspended around, looking almost like satellites around a kind of a globe of this very densely packed, essentially a sphere of this sort of material. The top it's not a defined line. It's very organic feeling, and it's very kind of rough looking. But the top is this mostly brown, rusted metal color, and the bottom is more kind of a raw, clean aluminum gray. I can imagine that standing in front of this piece. Is this installed in an office?
Correct.
Okay, so it's installed in an office. I can imagine standing in front of this piece, this is what I love about this kind of work, is that you don't have a frame of reference. You haven't seen anything. Well, you've seen worlds and space junk, which is one way of thinking about it. But it's visually so arresting, and this isn't to say that it would mean something for everybody, but I could imagine coming into an office and seeing this, and then your brain making you stop and going, okay, like, what am I looking at? And in a way, that moment of uncertainty, I think, is fascinating. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely great. And actually, if you're thinking, so you cannot see it so well on the picture, but basically, the artist, what he done, he went to the factory, and he just chose like this garbage,
right? Random garbage.
It was garbage.
Yeah.
But he managed to find actually really interesting pieces. So, like on the left-hand side here, you can see a part of a golf club.
Okay. Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
belonged to very famous golf player. I have nothing. I don't know nothing
anything
about golf
either. Yeah.
But there was a signature on
Okay.
it. Then he found like hundreds of coins, which are also aligned and creating this globe-like image. And to be very fair with you, it's actually every time I'm going there, it's look a bit different.
Right.
Because of the lighting. So you cannot see it on the picture, but on the right-hand side, there's like this beautiful window, which is showing like harbor front.
Sure.
And once the light is coming, this is actually transparent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the entire globe, like through the globe, the light is coming through.
Right.
And it's just getting all this reflections, which the metal is giving you.
Yeah.
So each time of the day, it's going to be different, and it's going to change. Yeah. Depends on the lighting, and also like you mentioned the string, the wire. So the wire, which that was actually a lot of mathematic equations to actually put it.
Okay.
So
very
the
precise.
artist,
Yeah.
the artist want to be super precise and actually create perfect circle.
Right.
So he was actually working with another engineer who was doing like a special. So they had to drill into this kind of wooden deck. Like I think that was 7,000 small, small pieces.
Yeah.
To put the wire, and the wire is almost invisible. So it's look like a floating kind of globe. So that's why it was kind of.
Is it really fixed, or do they? If there's wind, would it move and?
It's
spin?
No, it's fixed.
It's perfect. Okay,
it's fixed, and so it will. Obviously, it can move slightly but it will. It's quite. It's strong.
Static,
and you also mentioned that there is a small platform. So the platform, actually, initially we were thinking to kind of. So it's a carpet on the floor.
Yeah.
And we were thinking to literally not show that there is a sculpture, right? That there is this installation, and put it like as the floor, so
like
make it a carpet basically. Right. But then people were walking into it because it's as I mentioned, it's kind of transparent, so they can actually destroy it. So then we decided to do like a super small platform, so it's a bit more visible, so people will avoid it, and so it's easier this way. So that's why it's on this small platform, because due to security, basically.
Sure. Okay.
So what I didn't mention is that I also curating shows. So for example, the first picture, the one on stage, I was there as a curator. So I was curating the exhibition, which mean if you are not interested in art, it's that I'm basically creating a team and then trying to get artworks which will fit to the team, or it will be a solo exhibition of one artist or multiple artists. And my next show is actually about being a strong woman in 21st century and what this means.
Right.
And, in our life, like usually, like you need to say that, oh, I am a doctor, or I am a consultant,
or a Mota.
I am a Mota, right?
A doctor or a cyclist, yeah.
And on this exhibition, I wanted to show artists who are also mothers,
right?
Who are also, I don't know, maybe they are also models, they are athletes, and they have many different roles in life.
Sure.
And none of the role is more important.
Right.
Moral role of being a wife, it's not more important than being an entrepreneur for me.
Yeah.
It's actually equal, or even, I don't know, I mean, it really depends on the day.
But it's you.
Well. But it's me. And it's what I want to show is that we can be, like, we can diversify. Like, we don't need to be just, oh, she is this.
One thing,
One thing. I wanted to showcase that you can have very colorful life and do many different things, and one thing doesn't need to be worse than another. Like, you don't need to give up your career because you have a baby.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you are a bad mother. And the role of the mother is extremely important as well.
Sure.
So this is what I want to show in the show, and I think, because I was working on this show for quite a long time and finding the artists who are actually fitting to this team. I think once I was like thinking about the picture, also like I didn't think it's something which I came up once you asked the question.
Yeah.
Is that I actually wanted to show completely different person.
Right.
So art, it's the professional side of me.
Yeah.
But there's so many different passions which are equally important in my life. Like the love for animals, love for my husband, love for my cats, and running.
Being outside,
it's something which I cannot just cancel one of them.
No, of course.
It's just something which will stay forever with me.
No, of course. Look, I think it's amazing, these conversations, where they go. I have no idea how we got here. Natalia, thank you so much. This is really cool. It's great, yeah.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.